Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So we're going to be picking up right where we left off from last week once our intrepid adventurers have come across a group of bandits. However, beforehand, a couple things. First, a nice shout out to both Tabletop Audio and at SickBoyArt for helping us out with this stream and getting everything off the ground and getting ready to go. And secondly, a very quick in memoriam and in memory of Eric Lehman. I miss you, buddy. So last we left off, all of our wonderful adventurers here had, after trekking through the Underdark for a number of days, getting out of the prison of Valkenvalve, trying to find a way to traverse the Underdark, finding little scraps of food and water here and there, stumbled across a group of humans that have lost their way. And after some tenuous conversations and figuring out if anybody's gonna stab anybody else in the back, they decided, okay, we're gonna bed down for the night and we'll figure out what we're gonna do in the morning. So we pick up as the leader of said bandits comments that he hopes the dreams don't bother them again. And we're going to pick up right from that conversation.
Okay, so we've learned that it isn't just I don't think we ever as a party discussed our dreams, did we, fellas?
Oh, it was just me.
Yeah. So I guess Trilvilla will speak up and say, I'm sorry, the dreams that you speak of, are they are you all having them? Do they have are they tentacle-like in nature?
You could see that, like, the five of them behind this guy that's kind of standing in this corridor kind of all give sideways glances at one another, and they all kind of like absent-mindedly nod their heads like they're following along with something without really realizing that they're doing it. The main human in front of you says, yeah, all of you?
I certainly have.
Fascinating.
Yeah, looking at Adan and Fetter for confirmation, as well as our other species.
For a while now, actually.
Not long after I got here, indeed.
Right. Yeah, this place is bad. Right. Well, listen, either way, we've been tracking for I don't even know how long. But my troop is tired. You say you're not gonna provide any sort of ill will towards us?
No, a fellow walkers of the surface world, we should stick together.
Right. Well, we're gonna be bending down here. We've got an alcove just on the other side. And he proceeds to show you guys. Get you guys over there so I can show you. Happy New Year. So I can show you guys where we are and what we're doing. Get you guys here so that you can see kind of the alcove that they're in.
Cool. Nice cozy space you've made for yourself.
It's the best we could find. Kind of confined. It's got one entrance, one exit. It's best we got. You can see he's kind of like grasping at straws here because he doesn't quite know what to make of you guys. You're a motley crew of a bunch of different people. He's like, his eyes are constantly darting between all of you, trying to gauge what's exactly happening.
Sorry, aside from tired, do they seem I don't know, out of their right minds, drugged or something else?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
They definitely seem high-strung.
Okay.
You can see that his eyes and their eyes too, only to a lesser degree, are like darting around. You don't know if it's because of madness or just because he's trying to play things safe.
Okay.
Do any of them look wounded?
Wounded, no. Malnourished, yes.
Okay.
As you recall, they say they've been down here for about a week, give or take, and don't know how long they've gone without proper bed rest, proper meal, anything like that.
It seems it will be best off setting a watch.
Right.
Sareth, those of elven constitution are better off, more aware during times of rest. Would you be willing?
Yes, fine.
As Sareth acquiesces, he kind of makes his way over to the front of the cave. Kind of flops down into a crisscross applesauce. Just kind of sits there. The human that you've been talking with, if it's all the same to you, gonna have one of ours take watch as well.
Understood, of course.
Over there.
I whisper to my compatriots, we have some rations we could share with them.
Currently, we don't have enough even for ourselves. Is it more worth it to buy goodwill than to conserve our own strength?
We can leave it till foraging tomorrow.
Rations are tight enough that even I am a little cautious to share them, although I do think perhaps we have enough people for more than just Sareth to keep watch at a time.
Trilvello will volunteer to stay up and for a little bit with Sareth. Maybe I whip out the harmonica and try and inject some normalcy into our terrible situation.
Okay.
Because that would have been with my stuff, right? When we collected all that.
Yes, yeah, you do have your harmonica back.
Yeah, as I pull it out, I give Jim Jar a look and kind of like give it a little wave, like, you and I never settled our little bet. I do believe I was the one that acquired the instrument, but can call it even on account of your assistance.
I do believe the bet was 10 gold if that you can't get your harmonica back.
I believe the deal was 10 gold if you couldn't procure my harmonica.
That is correct. And while I appreciate your upfrontedness about wanting to call things even, and he just kind of like, you don't know how he's doing it. Like, you've seen some like street performers and hawkers do some sleight of hand, but this is just nuts, where he just like one at a time, coin, it just drops into his hand, like seemingly out of nowhere, and hands you a stack of 10 gold coins. A deal is a deal, a bet is a bet.
I appreciate your sense of honor in the matter, and I'll put it away in one of my pouches or something like that.
Okay.
So I don't have the bard feature of like bardic rest or anything yet, but I would like to play a little bit of harmonica as people
just
like
trying to liven
settle
some
down.
people's spirits. Sure.
And I'll do a performance maybe.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, make a performance check for me.
I forgot that I'm exhausted, so this is a disadvantage. All right, let's see. Okay,
Not so
out
bad.
of practice yet.
Not so bad.
Yeah.
So, as you begin playing your harmonica, and just not even like something like upbeat and rousing, but just music in general, something to kill the silence, to make it slightly more bearable, something that separates the feeling of being alone and in the dark forever from there is a glimpse of hope. Gives a glimpse of hope to those around you, and you could see that some of your troop is kind of bobbing their heads a little bit to what you're playing. You see one of the humans you came across kind of tapping their foot, so it's certainly getting to them in a good way.
Cool.
So who is taking first watch?
I think,
Just really quick before we go to watch, I'd like to. So we have the 2 barrel stocks. I believe you said one was almost full and one was a little full at 8 and 2 gallons each.
Yep. Yeah. So,
Right,
I think you had 13 gallons total.
And each one can hold about 10 gallons, right?
Thereabouts. Yeah.
All right. So I'd like to pour most of whatever's left in the mostly empty one into the full one, and then I'm going to put my finger in the full one and flick a drop of water into the empty one and cast Create Water.
Okay. All right.
So we'll now have 20 gallons of water.
Oh yeah.
Okay, excellent. So as you kind of do this transference, and the people you ran into are seeing you do this, as you fill this organic container with water, they're looking at you a bit more intently than they did previously. Not necessarily out of malice, more out of, he's got something that we need. But you do now have 2 full barrel stocks. So I'm gonna check something real quick here. Okay, so keep in mind that is 160 pounds of water between those 2 barrel stocks.
I can now carry one of them, but not both.
Okay. Just making sure you keep track of that.
We're all gonna have a gallon. Well, I guess you can't drink like a gallon in one sitting. This is like meant to be throughout the day, I guess, right?
Right. A gallon of water per day.
Sure. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
But we've all got flasks, I'd imagine, as part of our, like, at least we do as part of our adventurer kits, explorer kits.
Yeah, I've
What
got
is in-
a few oil flasks that I start with that could be used for that sort of thing.
We can divvy it up before we get going for the day.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So, unless
I think I was volunteering for first watch along with Sareth.
okay, so both you and Sareth and one of the humans are going to be taking first watch. So, I'm gonna roll for him, and then you can either both roll at disadvantage, or one person can make a straight roll.
I'd like to give Sereth advantage because I only get a +1 on my perception.
Okay. All right. So then, Don, since you are in control of Sereth, please roll me a d20 plus 2. This will be for first watch.
Wait, that didn't work. There we go.
I wanted to do this. Here we go. Okay. Plus that. And oh, but not getting assistance. Got a 10. Okay. All right. So, as the first few hours of this rest begins, everything is fairly quiet. There are a few disconcerting sounds that you hear throughout your rest. At first, you think to yourself, this evening is a little noisy, but then you don't know what time it is. Is it evening? Is it noon? Is it early in the morning? You don't know. And while contemplating this and listening to all the sounds around you, Sereth puts his hand on you. Hey, get some sleep.
Yes. I wasn't sleeping, but sure, I'll get some rest. You've got it covered from here?
Yes.
I'll like start to kind of roll over and stuff, and I'll just quickly ask him, Sereth, just before I go to bed, we've sort of been moving without having a chance to speak. What do you think the odds are that our friends from Velkenvelve would be pursuing us?
Very, very high.
Oh, I was very much hoping you would say low.
I am surprised we have not seen them yet.
Oh.
In fact,
Well,
tomorrow we might want to move along so that we can get rid of our terror from them.
all right. Good to know. Keep an eye out, and I'll get the rest I need.
They will also be keeping their eyes out. They can see the heat your bodies give off.
Drow can? I didn't know that.
It is something unique to undersurface dwellers. And as he's looking into your eyes, you could see that there is like this filament that goes over his eyes, like not his eyelids, but like a pre-eyelid that kind of goes over, that kind of gives his eyes like a cat, like a sheen that like cats have, that lets them see in the dark.
Sure. That's like different than gnome dark vision. Like I don't have one of those. That's oh wow. Okay. Hopefully I'll dream about that instead of tentacles. That would be a bothersome nightmare.
I think your people call it infrared.
Oh yes, our tinkerers are familiar with infrared. In any event,
Just kind of
good
shrugs.
night, or good whatever this is. I'll turn over and start getting a rest.
Okay, and you could see that some of the humans are swapping out. The guy that was taking watch went over and shook somebody else, and he's going to sleep, and somebody else is coming up and taking watch now.
Nope.
Do you wake any of your compatriots up, or do you just...
So would I? Yeah, I guess I'll give Shushar a little shake. Ask him to, keep a keep a fishy eye out. I think I rub him, give him a shake and say, Shusha, we could do with another set of eyes on watch. Out of curiosity, do you see an infrared?
What?
Doesn't matter. Just keep Sareth company if you would.
Sure. Yes. And he kind of just shuffles over and kind of waddles over and kind of plops down, not necessarily close to Sareth. Just kind of like, now he's making like a triangle, so like human, Sareth, Shushar.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then I fall asleep.
Okay. As the rest continues and sounds of the caves echoing all around you begin to be continue to be ever present. The sleep that you all get consumes you all. And although you had just been talking about the dreams with everyone, your night is met with dreamless sleep. As you all begin to rouse as Sareth starts shaking you guys awake one by one. Time to go. We need to go. Now.
What? Yeah.
We need to, and then you hear as like your consciousness begins coming back to you. You can hear voices in the distance. You're not sure how far away they are, but you could definitely hear the echo of something along the lines of, "Here are the footprints. They go this way. They can't be far. Hurry up.
Jeez.
We need to go."
Okay.
He's shaking everyone up. Kind of looks over at the humans for a second, and then just kind of kicks them. Get up! As they don't quite know what to do. As they're just looking around, they're trying to figure out what to do. As they're slowly getting up, rubbing the sleep out of their eyes. Two very important notes. You have all gotten a long rest, which means that your point of exhaustion is gone.
Oh, nice.
However, as you're getting all your things together and getting ready to set out, you see behind you where you came in from. As you look back, make sure that the coast is clear, that you see just at the edges of your dark vision, you can see that there are two drow dressed in looks to be hunting leathers, bows at the ready, kind of looking back and forth until they lock eyes with you, and then one just points, "I found them!" And you can hear more footprints coming. Time to run.
Yeah.
Time to go.
As you can hear more footprints and more footsteps coming closer and closer and closer to you. I am going to roll this first.
Would it be possible for me to get Chago to carry that other barrel stalk for the time being?
Yes, and he makes a remark something along the lines of, "This is an alcohol. I expect you to buy all the drinks for me," and then continues to carry it begrudgingly, as he's like, the dude's got more muscles than you usually gave him credit for, because he picks this up pretty handily and just starts making a beeline out. So as you all start running out of one of the side passages, you see this reflecting just barely off of what little light that you're carrying between you. one of the humans is lit what looks to be some kind of, I guess, ignitable fungus, and carrying it as a torch. And you can see that the light from this torch is shining off of the eyes from this gigantic spider that that you're passing by, and makes a swipe at you but misses, but is now also coming after you, along with these drow that are in the back. And swear you could hear the sound of this modulating voice in the back, way in the back. Can't quite tell what it is because the voice keeps changing, but it's there. So what we're gonna do is, I would like all of you, let me clear this. I would like all of you to please roll me initiative. And then we're gonna do this this chase based on who goes into the initiative.
So my Vigilant Blessing says it doesn't end until either it's rolled or I use the feature again, which I assume means it lasts through a long rest.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. The Blessing of Vigilance. Alright, and I'm going to do... Woo! Okay.
I hope whatever you were rolling for was a bad guy.
It was, actually.
Uh,
Oh, and we are going to do that. We're gonna increase this a little bit. And that was 4. Excuse me. Okay. So, as you see these drow scouts behind you begin enclosing on you, you can see that more of them are gaining on you as well. Adon, you have an action and a movement. Are you dashing this turn, or are you doing something else?
Are we still in this?
No. So you've left this alcove. I'll get this screen to change to
Sure.
generic scene. So ignore this screen.
Peter.
I'll move that over there.
Okay.
So you're going down these twisting, turning hallways and these twisting, turning tunnels with stalactites and stalagmites and stalactites. There we go. Rushing by you as you're trying to go as fast as you can to get away from these people. Are you just trying to book it as fast as you can, or are you doing something else?
I'm gonna slow down for a moment to cast Mage Armor on myself, and then continue down the corridor.
Okay, so as you focus on yourself for a minute and grab the necessary things that you need to cast this, and it takes only a beat. You do manage to do it, but it's as you kind of look behind you, you can see that, man, they're going fast.
Okay.
Better. Are you dashing this turn, or are you doing something else? I see you linked Fairy Fire.
Yeah, that was a mistake. I just wanted to hit info for that.
Oh, gotcha.
So first thing, I'm gonna guess, since the amount of time between when we woke up and now is not that great, I don't have my armor on, correct?
Unless you slept in it, no.
No, because that wouldn't relieve the exhaustion. So I'm definitely going to be dashing.
Okay. All right. So as you continue just like booking it, you can feel your joints screaming in protest as you are trying to go as fast as you can. Your knees are aching, your ankles are screaming at you, even your shoulders as you're going back and forth are singing in protest. But you push through this pain, you push through this whatever it is that has been impeding you entire life, and you go. But before I do that, Adon, please roll a d20 for me. I almost forgot about this. Just a d20. 15. Okay, cool. And now, Better, please also roll me d20. Okay, cool. So now, Travello, you are booking. You see your comrades and compatriots and newly acquired allies just booking it down this this hallway and these twisting and turning corridors. Are you dashing or are you doing something else?
I might do something else. Are pursuers within 60 feet of us?
Yes.
Okay. This random spider that showed up.
Yeah.
I guess there's no way. I'm not going to be able to intuit whether or not it's one of theirs or just a random spider. But I'm thinking about casting Dissonant Whispers at someone who seems like they would be in charge. Is there like a lead hunter that seems
right.
more like they're calling the shots?
Make a perception check at disadvantage because you are booking it. You can't take the time to stop and really look, so you're only taking a quick glance.
All right. Perception at disadvantage. 17.
Still not bad.
Yeah.
Yes, there is, and even with that quick glance, you can definitely recognize the jailer that made your lives so miserable in Valkenvelve. You could see the long white hair, and you can now hear and comprehend the modulating voice that you heard beforehand. This is Ilvara. She found you.
Okay, so I'm going to turn around, only run 25 feet. I'm not going to be able to outrun these guys even if I dash, so I'm going to Dissonant Whispers and hope that it works on this jailer fellow. It's a DC 12 Wisdom save.
Okay. So we're going to go down here. Let's get... This is a... I'm sorry, Wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. So she gets. Unfortunately, she is either anticipating this or just very mentally resilient. As you cast this, it doesn't even phase her, as her eyes are now locked onto you as she is booking it. And what she does, she actually hops onto the spider and has it carry her even further. And now they are quickly coming at you.
For what it's worth, she does take 5 damage, but she doesn't need to run away or anything, which is really what I was hoping for.
Okay. So now, as you are running, the tunnels are beginning to split and go in different directions. So, Adon, before you do anything else, please make me a survival check. Okay. All right. So you have a movement, and are you dashing or are you doing something?
I'm dashing.
Okay. All right. So you continue booking on, and you can see the split coming up. Excuse me. Feder, please make me a survival check. Oh, before you do that, Adon, roll me a d20. Okay. So survival check, and now are you dashing or are you doing something else?
All right, so if I were to cast Fairy Fire,
yes,
how many would I be able to get, like, all of those Dark Elves in that 20-foot cube?
It's a 20-foot cube, yes.
All right, I'm gonna go for that then.
Okay. So each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet. Blah, 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 blah. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to do this. So I'm going to make one roll for the Drow and then one roll for Mara. See how this goes. Not a D200, a D20, silly. And this is a dexterity saving throw.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So the drow guards or scouts or prison guards, whatever have you, they are now outlined in what color are they outlined in?
Green.
Outlined in this bright, vibrant green, as they are very obviously admitting where they are, and they're not too happy about it. As for Ilvara, 30. So that. Also outlined in green. So you don't make any more headway. However, you do have a giant boon where they are now glowing. All right. And please please roll a d20 for me. Okay. So this is... All right. Trilvello, as you are continuing on, as you cast Dissonant Whispers and you're running around, you turn around just in time to see that there has been a snare that's left out in front of you. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw to avoid the snare, or you're going to be caught in this hunter's trap.
Okay, I did pretty good. I got 16.
And as you turn around, you see it, and your foot steps in it, but you are lithe enough to remove your foot just as it snaps shut, and you're able to avoid this, and you keep going. All right, what are you doing? Are you
So I've got the spider
first? I'm
bearing
sorry.
down.
Make me a survival check for me. I'm sorry.
Survival check.
Okay.
7.
All right.
So,
Go ahead.
so Ilvara is now riding this spider, bearing down on me because I whispered some bad stuff at her. I am going to. I'm desperate to make this person get away from me. I'm going to cast Dissonant Whispers again, and I'm going to cast it on the spider that she's riding.
Okay, you're gonna cast it on the spider. All right.
Yeah.
So
Again, this is a DC 12 Wisdom save. I'm really hoping that this spider is not wise. And I'm going to use
let's see.
my movement to flee, which is only 25 with my stubby little legs.
Here we go. Okay. A wisdom saving throw?
Yes.
All right. Get out of here. Six!
Nice.
Rock on. All right. So as...
I need to use the reaction to book it away from me using their full speed. Not a dash, but like their full speed. So I'm hoping that will bring Ilvara with them, and I'll get some headway.
Okay. As you cast this again, hoping, praying to whoever is listening that something benevolent will happen of this, you utter these dissonant whispers, targeting not Ilvara this time, but the hopefully more susceptible mount that she is riding on, and it works. As you can see, the spider halters and stops and begins bucking wildly and actually throws her off. And it takes a moment to get all of its footing before shaking its head, looks like, staring back at you and beginning crawling, this time without its mount, without its rider. Okay. Roll me a d20 for me, please.
Sure thing.
Okay.
Ooh, nat 20.
All right.
Whatever that.
As the pursuers begin gaining on you, one of them shoots an arrow. Okay. And to your horror, as you're looking around, you could hear the thwip of this crossbow that's being fired, and time slows as all of you turn, still running, to see that this arrow flies past all of you and hits Turvey right in the back.
No.
as Jeremy just slides down. You think still breathing? You're not sure, but you're all still going by. Okay. The tunnels have split, and as you turn to see if all of your group is with you, you could see just out of the corner of your eyes that the humans have gone down one tunnel, and you have gone down another. You're not sure if you're going to be able to reconnect with them or not, but you all know that without the coordination needed to continue going down the same path, you're likely to split up again. And I'll roll one now. Ah, excellent. So, Don, as you're running, the ground crests as you're going over a hill, and as you're running, you can see that there's no floor on the other side of this hill. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw for me, please, to avoid falling into this divot in the ground. And as you try to back up and stop, you just have too much momentum, and you skid and fall right into this hole. So let's see how far you fall.
Gravity is not my friend.
Okay,
in this
so
game.
you fall 20 feet. So you suffer 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall all the way down to the bottom of this, and you have landed prone.
Okay.
So you can't dash because you're prone. So are you? What are you doing?
What do I see down here? Is this like the continuation is just at a lower level, or is this a ditch down thing?
Yeah, so it's a lower level. It's just that it's like it was just a nasty dip in the ground.
Okay.
And like the road still continues on. It's not like you fell in a hole. You just fell down a hill.
All right, and it's still a single path.
Yeah, I mean you can see more splits coming up. So, and as a matter of fact, please make me a survival check. Okay. All right. So now, with a movement and an action, what are you doing? You are prone.
Yeah. I will get up and keep moving, and I'll shout out behind me, "Watch out! There's a dip."
Okay. Excellent. Please roll a d20 for me. Okay. All right. Feder. You hear Adon shout out to you to watch out for this dip, and you do. However, as you're continuing on, the gnome in front of you has no problem avoiding these Zerkwood stalks that have spikes sticking out of them, thorns sticking out of them. However, you're a bit taller than he is. So I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw. I'm sorry, buddy.
That's an 8.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you wouldn't have made it even without the negatives.
That does kind of help, actually.
Okay. Okay, so as you see this, and but you can't quite get out in time because at the worst possible time your knees lock up, and it's hard for you to get them unstuck. You do, however, stumble through these razor vines. Your speed is slowed by 10 feet, and you suffer because of all the piercing 8 points of slashing damage. Are you still up?
I am still up.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Please make me a survival check. Huzzah! Okay. Okay, and now a d20 for me, please. I need to make you roll at the beginning of your turn, and I keep forgetting. Excellent. Okay. Trilvello, as you have avoided this trap and you see the dip and the razor vine, you're very easily able to duck underneath it. Make a survival check for me, please.
Sure thing.
Thank you.
Survive.
Excellent.
12. Should I also roll that d20 you said we're supposed to roll?
No,
at the start of the round?
that's gonna be at the end of the turn. But what are you doing? Are you moving and dashing, or are you doing something else?
Are any of our number carrying torches?
No. The only person that was carrying a torch was one of the humans, and they're gone now. So right now you're just relying on your dark vision.
Yeah, I'm just gonna dash then. I was thinking of like spilling some of my oil behind me and trying to light it, but if we don't have fire going, we don't have the time. I dash.
Now keep in mind, your pursuers are still glowing. However, there are 2 less than there were previously. You don't know if they fell behind or if they went to chase the other group. You don't know where they are.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna dash. I don't have any more spells that could be of use. I've used both my
Cool. Roll that
slots.
d20 for me.
Sure thing. Oh, the exact opposite. A 1.
Okay. And as you're weaving your way through like the trap and the divot and now the razor vine, you're making it in such a way that as you heard somewhere, serpentine, 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 and that's what you're doing. And your pursuers are doing the same thing, and as a result, they don't see the razor vine coming at them. They are hampered, and they're actually slowed because of this. Now I would like all of you, because you are now far enough away where you can see the glow but you can't see them. I'd like all of you to please make me a stealth check.
Oh no.
All right. As you're trying to be quiet and you're hiding off, and you find an alcove off to the side, or a tunnel off to the side where you think you might be able to be safe, and you kind of push your group up against and kind of barricade them so that you're in front, and like shh, shh. Unfortunately, the shh echo a lot. They're down that hole, and they're coming after you again. Okay, Adon.
Yes.
What are we doing, my man? You're now coming across this new tunnel. Now has some more fungus and loose branches of zirkwood lying all over the place, along with some other loose debris. You think that the ground is going to be a little bit more difficult to traverse. However, that could be just as beneficial as it is detrimental.
Okay. Are there any paths branching off at this point or near here?
Not yet. However, it is going uphill, so you can't quite tell.
Okay. When we get to a point where there's branching, I want to cast Minor Illusion.
Okay.
But that's less useful right now. So, do I need to treat it as difficult terrain?
No, it's signifying that while it's not difficult terrain, make me an acrobatics check for me, please. If you are okay, all right, whatever, you're fine. I was gonna say if you're dashing, you need to make me an acrobatics check, but you're fine. So are you dashing?
No, I'm going to move and cast an illusion, minor illusion of a no. Oh, that's big wall of text. Minor illusion of a gnome struggling on the floor behind me.
Okay. Okay, excellent. I love it. Okay.
Is it you or is it me? I'm curious.
It's me.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you were
Excellent.
illusory throwing me under the bus.
Illusory throwing myself under the bus.
Okay. All right. So, roll me a d20 for me, please.
Me?
Yep.
Still?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, 6. All right, good to know. And all right, yeah, and that'll be
And
it.
I'm moving forward, but you know.
Yeah,
only
no, I
with my
got you.
movement
I got
action.
you. Okay. So, better. As you're running, you're just now able to kick your knees out and to be able to get rid of this lock joint, at least for the time being. However, because you're so focused on this, you didn't see this little dip on the side that you could see your foot going towards. Please make me a dexterity saving throw. I'm so sorry. Dice are not in your favor. However, that's what you needed to avoid the divot. So,
Dang.
so you were able to kick your joints into proper working order just in time for you to be able to avoid this divot and get around without falling down and tumbling butt over tea kettle. So are you doing anything, or are you just sprinting and dashing forward?
Definitely dashing for this
Okay.
turn.
All right, so make me a d20 roll for me, please. Okay. All right. Excuse me. Trilvello, as you see this this image of a struggling gnome, and you think he threw me onto the. Oh wait, no, that's him. What are you doing?
I'm gonna dash, and I realized since Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action, I can still do that even if I dash, right?
That would be a part of your action. So it's you don't have a bonus action in this. It's either it's action movement.
Okay, then
Because
fully
it's
just
meant
dash.
to convey like really fast pace. Like you don't have time to think.
Sure. Okay, then I'm just dashing.
Okay.
I'm out of other cool options.
Okay, roll me d20 for me, please.
Sure thing. D20 7.
Okay. And as you're running by, you see another one of these snares, and you, again with this serpentine, you run in such a way where the giant spider gets caught in this snare and just flips all the way forward, and it prevents the others from coming forward for a brief moment. So you are outpacing them for the time being. And that was them.
Having that many legs is not so nice now, huh? There you go.
All right, I also need them to make an investigation check against this struggling gnome. So this is going to be with her stats. There you are. What's your investigation? Your investigation is that. What's your spell save DC? Real Valor?
15.
Oh,
15.
my-
Sorry, him?
DC.
Oh no,
it's not
I'm
on.
sorry. I'm sorry. That was a Don. My apologies.
Yeah.
15? Wow. Okay. Yeah. So as they continue going up, they make a point to stop at you and try to pick you up, only to realize that it is an illusion. You have slowed them down even more. Okay. All right. Let's have this. Fine. Okay. As you're going more and more into this tunnel, you can see that there are more and more of these Zerkwood stalks all around, and their branches are hanging even lower and lower now. Make me a dexterity saving throw to avoid being clotheslined by one of them.
This is me?
Yes, that's you.
Okay. And they're actually that low that it's going to clothesline a gnome?
Others would just jump over it.
Okay.
Without an issue, you're able to kind of to slide down and get up and keep going with your momentum. So without an issue. Okay. So are you? You can see ahead of you that there is going to be another split now. So first things first, make me a survival check, please. Okay. And now, are you doing anything, or are you dashing?
I'm going to move towards, let's say, the tunnel on the right. I don't know. Can I see anything in either of them? Do they look equally horrifying to me?
As far as you don't know what's in them, yes. It's there. There are 3 different branches off. There's one straight. There's one left. There's one right.
All right.
It
then
looks like the right one goes up more.
All right. I guess I'll head down the center one, and I'm going to cast an illusionary sound of running footsteps down the left one.
Excellent. Okay. All right.
I can cast it like 30 feet down.
Great. So now D20 for me, please.
D20.
Okay. Better. You can see that this split is coming up. Please make me a survival check. And this is like communication between you and your party members and the rest of the group to kind of see how well you can coordinate to, okay, we're going down this way.
That's an 11.
Okay. All right. What are you doing?
Probably just dashing again for now.
Okay. All right. Not a problem. Thank you. Make me a D20 roll for me, please.
17.
Excellent. Okay. Bilvelo. First survival check for me.
18.
Okay. All right. Now, are you dashing? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just dash.
All right. D20 for me. Roll D20 for me, please.
We'll do 5.
Okay. And as you continue going down, let's see how effective this is going to be. It's going to be that. Okay. As you're going down, you can, Adon, you turn around to see that the majority of them go down that left tunnel. And you're not sure what that sound is, but you hear a large rushing, roaring sound of some kind. It sounds like maybe like a bad torrential rainstorm from when you were on the surface world, kind of something similar to that. You don't know what's making it, but it's making it.
It sounds like it's coming from the path they went down?
Yep.
Huh, okay.
Okay. Top of the round. Everyone, please make me a stealth check, however, this time with advantage, because you are further out of the line of sight of everyone. You had some pretty good rolls.
I don't have the time to grant anyone bardic inspiration, do I?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Not a problem. I could have used it, I'll tell you. Now I'm busy. I'm over there like, now everyone, just quiet. You were so loud last time. I'm making a ruckus.
Okay, and this is for the rest of your troop. Okay. Okay. And as you go down another tunnel, and then another tunnel, and then another tunnel, and then stop and wait, and you have labored breath, and your eyes are frantic, and you're looking around, and you are trying not to make a sound, and you wait. Don't hear any sound of your pursuers. You have evaded them for the time being.
Oof.
Well, that was. I don't want to keep doing that.
Ugh. Thereth, you weren't kidding. You people have a streak in you of ownership and vengeance. We lost Turvy, right? Turvy is far in the distance in the back.
You could see that Topsy is like she's going nuts, like hyperventilating. Her eyes are super wide, and she's looking around frantic, manic. Like it looks like she's having a full-blown panic attack.
Oh boy. I guess I'll step forward and then I'll hesitate and I'll look at Fetter as sort of a clergy of like mercy and peace and like, you know, helping the forlorn and kind of be like, I don't know, what do you think?
I suppose I will walk over and like kneel down next to her, put a hand on her shoulder.
She freezes.
I think the best I've got for this is all come in due time. It will get better from here.
I hope he destroys them. I hope he destroys them.
I'm going to look back at Trevello and do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm like, my eyes go wide when that's her response. Like, not like I'm scared or like I hope he destroys them. I mean, I think some of you guys have pieced together that there's some lycanthropy situation happening here. I don't think Trevello was privy to that comment. Well, no, he was a little bit.
I let you guys know my suspicion, I think.
Yeah.
You did.
So I'll just kind of also get into the conversation. Let's say, look, first of all, I'm sorry we didn't have the time to help your brother, but the things he did for us, so that now we may live. So that the thing he would want most is for you to live on in comfort and as much happiness as you can. We should always laugh every moment that we live, for we will find it decidedly difficult afterwards. Maybe falling on deaf ears, but that's kind of all that Trevello has at that point.
Forget laughing. This calls for something a little more physical than that, but I think we're gonna have to bide our time.
And everyone else kind of agrees and kind of like just numbly shakes their head. And now it's only now that you're realizing that how tired you are after this chase. This was, an intense probably 30 minutes at least of just sprinting. And you can feel your muscles aching, your feet are throbbing. You can feel the hunger pains that are really starting to set in now. You can feel how dry and parched your tongue is. You can feel that your body is telling you you need sustenance, you need food. Take care of yourselves. You can feel the exhaustion starting to kick in. Quite. And it's at this moment that you realize just how long it's been since you've had a decent meal, since you've really stopped and taken care of yourself, other than taking on the few scraps that you've quickly gotten to pick for yourselves. As you
We should at least pass around water. And can you remind me, Stefan, is our 13 pounds of food, that's also what we are using to carry the water, these barrel stalk mushrooms?
No. So
No, different.
the barrel stocks are currently filled with water.
Right.
Both of them. The food is just kind of being haphazardly carried by whoever can carry it. And because there's so many of you, everyone is able to carry just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we should
Actually,
definitely eat and drink.
subtract 1 pound from your rations because Turvey had a pound.
All right, I'll do that. And then I'm just gonna subtract what who do we have left? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people for the day. What do you guys think? Should everyone eat today? We're gonna be left with 1 pound of food, and I guess water is less of a concern now that one of our number better you can make water out of water. Food is sort of the trick, as long as we don't force you to use all of your spells for other things.
Also true.
Yeah.
I think everyone's gonna need their strength up.
All right, so I'll go ahead and leave us with our 1 pound of food, as everyone eats for the day.
We've also still got the 5 pounds of Zerkwood.
Yeah, that's like
It's edible bark.
like it is edible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's edible.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
Sareth also speaks up. We should also know. I don't know where we are.
I look at Stool. Stool, you've been the one leading us over to Neverlight Grove. Is this
Matter of fact, no, I haven't.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Sareth has. Or do you have any sort of fungal network that could suggest where we are?
Hopeful. No.
Well, at least you're feeling hopeful.
That we need a place to hole up for a bit. Did anyone see anything? Does anyone see anything that could get us there?
Shushar speaks up. Well, I don't know exactly where we are. However, if we can find our way to the Dark Lake, I can get us to our town. Just so long as I know roughly where the Dark Lake is, so I can get us to Stroopdom.
Currently, we don't know where we are in relation to the Dark Lake.
That's right. But with a bit of scouting around and investigating our area, we should be able to find it. I have faith in us.
That's probably thing one, is look for landmarks. They can lead us either to, Sloop Blub Blub, or Sloop Blib Dub.
Yes.
What am I saying? No. Or Gracklestug, or Blindenstone, or Neverlight Grove. Any sort of landmark will do. We have to get somewhere with protection and walls if we're to be free of this drow scourge.
Sareth would speak up again. Well, going based on what I know from Valkenvelv, I can tell you roughly that the Dark Lake is about 8 days' travel from Valkenvelv. Neverlight Grove, I've never been there myself. I have a rough idea of where it is, and like I said, it's more than a month's journey.
But we don't know where we are right now, do we?
No, but we are only 4 days out from Valkenvelv.
Yeah.
Well, let's establish some idea of where we are, and then we can move from there. If we think we're free for the moment of drow pursuers, maybe we should get to scouting.
Before that,
Look for food. We're gonna need more of that.
Before that, we might want to do some foraging first.
Yeah, can we split our attentions in that way? Maybe have like, I don't know, like I've got control of Bupido and Shushar. Maybe have like Shushar go look for signs of the Dark Lake, and Bupido and I can like look for food.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. So why don't you and Bupido, either Bupido will just assist you, so you can make a survival check with advantage.
Cool. Oh, neither were good. A 7.
Oof. So let me here. Excuse me. Okay, so unfortunately, you are not able to find much of anything around this area. It's just more rocks and stalagmites, and every once in a while you think you hear the drop of water, but I guess an oasis of the mind.
Cool. Do you know where we might find some food nearby?
Waveringly, I wish I knew.
Well, let's go take a look.
Optimistic, I can help you look.
Sure.
And it just begins to just kind of waddle next to you. Content, I guess, to walk next to you. I
Okay.
don't know if Machinids get contentment or not. You can't tell. There's no face. So,
Survival check?
yeah, so you're looking for also food, or are you looking for landmarks? Okay, yeah, so survival with advantage.
Okay. Sareth will look for landmarks.
Okay.
Not much better.
Okay. So, unfortunately, you're kind of coming up blank. It looks like this area is just devoid of food. Devoid of nourishment. You remember that you passed some Zerkwood stalks. Now, how far away they are when you were being chased, but that's all you can really remember. Not even sure where that is now.
Yeah.
I was also kind of hoping to look for food, but is that going to be a wash at this point?
No, I mean, you would all have to start branching out in different directions, and that might lead to not being able to find your way back, but yeah, sure, you can do it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot and take Eldith and Jimjar with me, because I don't trust Jimjar by himself, or
Okay.
any single other person.
Sure, yeah. So as you start going out, Jimjar kind of pokes you on the side. Hey, bet you 20 gold you can't find any food. Roll with advantage.
You know, Jimjar, I will take this bet this time. And on that, I'm going to, like, touch myself like this and cast guidance.
Okay.
Hell yeah! There
Hey,
we go.
now look at that. So, okay, so you rolled. Okay, it's okay. You rolled an 18. You have a +4 to survival, and then you had another +4. Okay. Okay, yeah.
So 26.
Yes. Okay, so let's see what you find here. You definitely find that. So we are going to roll. Okay.
Trelello is back at our like base camp talking with Adon, being like, I just don't think there's any food here. There couldn't be. I look very, very closely. You did as well.
Okay. So let's see here. Okay. All right, so you find that there is a small grove and it takes you a little bit to walk down and find it, and you almost miss it. But as you're walking back, you see out of the corner of your eye that the wall that you're passing by, what is that? Have you ever seen the film Labyrinth with David Bowie?
Of course.
So in that scene where she's just trying to enter the maze, but she can't quite figure out how, and it's that wall that has that segment in it that leads in, but you can't tell because it's such an optical illusion because it looks the same. That's what you see here, and you almost pass by this hidden treasure trove almost of just all these different kind of mushrooms that are growing that you otherwise would have missed. So the first ones you find are a few pale orange-white mushrooms that are growing out of this crack in the ground. You can feel heat coming up out of it. And based on your roll, you can tell that these definitely thrive in this kind of environment. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. The second one that you find is much larger than that. It's maybe 4 or 5 feet tall and has this like broad gray-green cap on the top and like this light green underneath the cap, whatever mushrooms are called. I don't know. I think they're gross. And it feels kind of like leathery on the surface. So you find, let's see. So. You're able to gather 1 pound of this white orange mushroom. And you are able to harvest 7 pounds of this large stalk of mushroom. In addition, you also find a strange mushroom that you've never really seen before. And it's kind of disconcerting because you could swear that what you're looking at is a tongue on the ground. But as you kind of get closer, you realize that it's growing up out of a stalk. Just the cap of this mushroom looks like a tongue, like it's shaped like a tongue. It kind of feels like a tongue. It's weird. It's gross. And because of your amazing survival check, you know that this is called the Tongue of Madness. And that you actually saw this in the kitchen when you were preparing food with Adon when you were back in Valkenvelth. Adon was the one that saw this. When a creature consumes this, they are compelled to speak everything they're thinking aloud. And you find 1 dose of that. Okay.
All right.
Now, I would like everyone to please make me just a generic wisdom check, survival if you're trained in it, with advantage, please. Because everyone took a buddy. Okay. It takes you the better part of 3 hours to be able to find one another again. You do manage to find where you're camped out, though. You did get lost for a little bit, and you took a little bit more time than you would have liked. But you do manage to end up coming back, and as Travello is singing the woes of how there's no food anywhere around here,
I swear, there's nothing to be seen anywhere in this godforsaken cave system.
You do end up coming back together once again. Can't eat it. Okay. Flopped. I failed my check at rolling pizza. So, as you are standing there now with some nourishment at some form of nourishment at what you have available to you, and are somewhat rested, somewhat taken care of, Tushar pipes up. So, what is the plan?
How did Shushar and Adam, who did you send off to go look? Sarah, how did they do on their looking for landmarks checks?
I will tell you. Not great.
Okay. Well, without any real guidance as to where we should go, the only guiding star that we have is getting away from these drow. So even if we don't have a destination in mind, we certainly have a direction we should be going, which is away from them. We'll need to use that for now until something else travails itself upon our senses, I suppose.
If they continue the way they've been chasing us, though, the closer destination of Boop might be worth considering.
I agree. Spending an entire month fleeing from these drow is not my idea of an ideal time. If Sloopledup is closer, we might need to avail ourselves of the safety there.
Something that we can do as well to avoid being pursued again, to make it more difficult for them to find us. We could cover our tracks, but that takes time. But also forego carefulness and go fast.
So, Stefan, mechanically, would that mean that if we spent time covering our tracks, would that be moving at a slow pace, and would that allow us to keep looking for stuff, or are those things like foraging and stuff?
Yeah, so let me get this right up here.
Sure.
So you have mechanically, just so that everyone's on the same page here, you have 3 different modes of travel, basically. You have fast pace, normal pace, slow pace. I have it written down here. Nope. So fast pace is just that. You go fast, you're able to cover more ground in a day. However, you forego any ability to forage for the day or to be stealthy. If you're traveling at a normal pace, you can forage as normally, but you're still not going to be able to be stealthy. You can only be stealthy if you travel at a slow pace, which gives you the added benefit of being able to be stealthy. It also gives you more time to forage, and it gives you a better chance to find things because you're taking your time.
That seems like the move for right now while we're low on food and also being pursued.
At least until we know which direction to head.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah. Super helpful that water is sort of taken care of, but we are going to need to get a handle on food for the time being.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we just pick a direction and start walking, covering our tracks as best we can.
And keeping an eye out for any sort of landmarks or anything noteworthy that might help some of our compatriots figure out where we are.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And as you start traveling down this unknown corridor, we're going to take a break. So
Cool.
We'll be back here in 5 or so minutes, and then we'll find out where this cavern takes us next.
Okay.
See you in a few minutes. Yes.
Stefan, I'm hungry for that level up. Did we get anything for this chase sequence?
Dang it. Apparently I say a lot. So I give experience at the end of games. Not.
Fair.
I appreciate the gumption.
Where's that tracked on our?
I'm just
Char-
man. I got everyone
shoot.
harping on me over here. Got the peanut gallery. I got the tech guy. I got the manager. Yeesh. I probably have the chat too. Oh boy. All right. So as your trek continues, you jerks. It takes a long time for all of you to understand that you're not being chased anymore. That there isn't need for expediency at the current moment, anyway. You understand that at any time that could come up again, but as of right now, you have to remind yourselves, okay, in our time, we're looking around, forage more. So, excuse me. After 4 hours of travel, I would like whoever is spearheading the travel to figure out where you're going and how to get to either back on track for Neverlight Grove or close enough to the Dark Lake where Shushar can guide you to Sloop-Loop-Up. Please make me a survival check. With advantage, or being helped.
What do you guys think about letting Shushar be our lead? Because it sounds like the Dark Lake probably is a big thing and is easier to find than this mushroom colony. What do you guys think about that?
I'd say it makes sense to me.
Sure. I mean, we're on land, so I don't know if he's really going to be any better at sniffing out water than the rest of us, but we could try.
Who knows what senses this fish man has?
All right.
I would also, if possible, like to help him with guidance.
Done.
Ooh.
That gives him a +4.
Roll a
plus
d4.
Okay.
And then since I'm controlling him, should I just roll a survival check on my character sheet, or does he have a better survival?
He has a +0.
Okay. So should I roll with my +1, or should I just roll a flat d20?
We'll roll it with advantage because he's helping you.
Sure. Okay. 16 plus, I guess, a d4 would be an 18.
18. Okay. As you are getting more and more confident, because Shushar is getting more and more confident, as it's like a bloodhound getting back on the trail after it's been thrown off track for a while. You could see him starting to get more and more excited. He's not saying anything yet, but he's moving with purpose now. However, because you were going at a slow pace, you are only able to make it really another couple of miles before tiredness and exhaustion really start kicking in once again. However, with that pace, you were able to get an idea of where you're going and what direction to go. Now, at the end of the day, whoever would like to go foraging has the opportunity to before starting to bunk down again.
I think I've been having pretty good luck with that so far.
All right.
I'll give you a hand if you want it.
Sure. And DM willing, I will guidance myself yet again.
Of course. That's what it's there for. Okay. 22. Okay, what you find?
What a champ.
All right.
It's really just all because I see so good in the dark.
Oh yeah, there it is.
But this too is the work of Ilmater, right?
Okay, so you find enough. Okay, so in your travels, you are able to find 3 of these spongy fungus that you saw the humans carrying beforehand, and you know that these are very good at holding and retaining water. They have a very sponge-like quality to them. You also find amongst the rocks and rubble and whatever else you're going through a total of 6 pounds of zirkwood. This time in large, long sheets or planks. So you would have to cut them up in order to properly carry them, but you do have them. What is most interesting, however, is the fact that there is a dead insectoid creature that's laying excuse me, on the ground in front of these spongy fungi and this long plank-like fungus wood. It is about the size of a fairly large house cat. It's orangish in color. It's got these 2 long feathery antennae that are coming up out of its mouth, and it looks like it has some chitin on the outside of it that hasn't seemed to be picked clean by any of the denizens of the Underdark yet. Make a... Ooh, not a good sound. Make a survival check.
Oh, it still had guidance on, so just an 18, I guess.
No worries, no worries. You know that you could probably harvest a good amount of meat from this creature.
How heavy is it? £22. All right, I'm gonna take it back with me. That's still under my capacity.
Okay.
Is that 22 pounds of food?
The creature itself is 22 pounds.
Okay.
Now remember, it has a lot of chitin on it.
Sure.
Chitinous armor. And after dragging this creature back and showing it to the rest of her party, Adon and Trilvello, are you trained in Arcana?
I am, yes.
Also, Feder, are you trained in Arcana?
I am not.
Okay, I didn't think you were. So yeah, both Trilvello and Adon, please make me an Arcana check for me.
Ooh, very good. Oh, good rolls across the board.
So as you're both looking at this, Trilvello, you pipe up and say, "Oh yeah, this is," and Adon finishes the sentence by saying, "A rust monster,
Oh.
a dead one." But you've definitely heard about this. You've definitely read about it in your studies, and you definitely know that you want to keep any and all metal away from it.
Yeah.
While it's alive, at any rate.
Yeah, they're high in iron.
With an Arcana check like that, did these things have hives? Should we expect for there to be more of them around here? In solitary?
They tend to roam around in packs. However, from what you have read, they are not creatures to worry about or scavenge their dead, because they're not looking for meat or flesh.
They're looking for metal. Cool. All right.
So whether or not there are more around, you're not entirely sure.
Sure.
But there is a dead
Yeah.
one.
All of Trilbella's knowledge, for the most part, is from books. He has very little
Right.
real life firsthand experience. So
Sure.
We should probably keep an eye out for more.
yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Is there any one of us that could possibly, make this into a more transportable situation?
Is anybody trained in survival aside from Better?
I am not actually trained in survival.
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky and guided by your god. Yeah.
No one?
Is Shushar or Jimjar or
Trent,
Sarah
maybe?
or Bupido?
But Bupido goes up, kind of looks at it. Well, I don't know too much about these things. However, we butchered animals similar to this when I lived in the city. Oh, I mean, it couldn't be too difficult. I mean, the chitinous armor kind of looks like it could be a pain, but it could just be a matter of kind of and so,
Oh, I'll clap him on the shoulder and use bardic inspiration and say, the thing to be done, it's better to do it than live with the fear of it. Give him bardic inspiration for his
ain't that
attempt.
the truth?
Yeah.
Thanks, pal. And kind of claps you on the back.
Yeah.
You can tell he can't really do that too often because you're the same height. Doesn't get a chance to do that too often to other people.
Although, is our party mostly small at this point, or do we outnumber the tall folks? Because we've just got Feder and Trent and Seraph. I guess Eldith is a medium
Eldith is technically medium.
So is Shushar. Okay, so it's about even.
Yeah, it's about even, smalls and mediums.
Cool.
Excuse me. Okay, so as you could see, Bupido going to work on this, peeling the armor back, cutting it back when he can't take it off, and start carving up this beast. It takes him a little bit. It looks like he's either out of practice or hasn't carved up a rust monster before, but he gets most of the meat. And let's see. What else you have? Because I thought I had this green up, and I did not. Boom, ba bum, ba bum. I spelled rust correctly. They are that big. So grand total, you realize that the chitinous armor didn't weigh down the creature all that much. You end up getting 16 pounds of meat.
Cool. I'll add that to our set here.
Did we eat for the day?
I already counted us as having eaten for the day,
Okay.
so our new total should be 25 pounds in reserve for like tomorrow moving forward. But that said, we eat through 11 pounds a day if we all eat. So
Yes.
25 pounds is not the wealth that one would hope it would be.
Right.
That's
Well-
not including the Zerkwood, right?
True. Yes, the Zerkwood. I put that
And
in.
We are. Is it safe for us to assume that the 4-foot tall, gray green capped, leathery one that we got 7 pounds of is food, or are we not sure about that?
You're not entirely sure about that. You haven't tried to eat it. Excuse me.
Duel, can you identify it?
Is it rude if all mushrooms know each other? I don't know. Is that?
Stool looks at this, or I guess turns its body to look at it. It's so disconcerting to see Stool look at anything because it doesn't have any eyes, or a mouth, or a face. It's just a mushroom with legs. Matter of fact, this is Trillimac. It had a
Can we
good
eat it?
life. It is very excited to serve you well.
The Trillimac is excited to serve us well.
Yes.
You're talking to it.
Oh, yes.
It's. How does it want to serve? Is it a nutrition, or is it sort of wanted to be turned into wearable items? How does it serve?
Pensively, Trillimac has been consumed by many creatures.
Ah, excellent.
Upbeat, Trillimac has also been used for other purposes, like maps.
Like maps. Huh.
As in, you can draw on it? Or it has some ability to guide us?
Confused. It cannot guide you. But you can take the skin off of it. You don't eat that.
Ah, like parchment.
Stool, that does lead me to another question, however. Can you talk to all of the fungi in this system?
Matter of fact, if I am close enough,
Would any of them perhaps know the way to, say, the nearest large body of water?
depressed. No.
I would imagine most fungi live rather stationary lives, thus probably don't have a good sense of the local
Oily.
neighbor.
Oily. They are not very fun.
Good idea, though.
Worth a shot. But we do know that this Trillimac is food.
Yes.
Could I actually show Stool the pale orange-white mushrooms that thrive in heat?
Yes. Matter of fact, that is, and Sareth takes over. That is fire like it. You don't want to eat it by itself. Well, we eat it with the Trillimac, but you don't want to eat it by itself. By itself.
Can it be used for anything else?
Suppose you could squeeze it out and use the oil to make somebody very uncomfortable if you put it in their eyes.
You're a very creative man, Sareth.
That gets Trilvello's like tinker brain going. And Stefan, you can tell me if how we might adjudicate something like this, but I'd love to like scrape up some like fine dust or gravel or something like that, and like, you know, when we get enough of this lichen, like squeeze it out so that I've got a like blinding, like burning powder that I can like.
I think you mean pocket sand.
Yeah, like pocket sand, but like with like chili extract, essentially.
with capsaicin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, is sort of the way.
Tinker's tool check with wisdom, but roll at a disadvantage because you don't have the tools.
Okay.
I have an herbalism kit you could borrow if you want to.
I only got a 6 with that.
So you know it can be done, but you also know that you need the materials in order to do it.
Sure. That's fair. We'll file that away for later.
Okay. All right. And as are you guys going to be doing anything else, or are you going to be bedding down? Are you going to continue to push on?
I mean, we should probably keep getting rest, right? Like, do you think we can afford long rests at the moment? We're one day away from our chase, although we have determined that we're not being pursued at this very moment, right?
You also took a long time.
That's true.
I'd prefer not to face whatever's coming next exhausted, but I don't know how much time we really have.
I think right now building up our supplies is important, and if we're doing disadvantage on ability checks, it's going to make that tough. Maybe we get a rest and just kind of hope for the best. I mean, we're covering our tracks, right? So that
Yes.
should help.
Oh, you are.
Weren't we? That's part of why we were moving slow.
Okay. All right. You had mentioned it. I didn't know if that was actually a thing you were doing. Great.
Okay. Yeah. If we need to like adjudicate someone to do that, happy
That's fine.
to.
You can any one of your compatriots could do that. Not a problem.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, it was sort of Saret's idea, so maybe him. Yeah, let's get a full rest. Head out in the morning.
All right, then. So we also go through 11 gallons of water a day, correct?
Yeah.
All right, then I'm going to, while we're bedding down again, put the 2 barrel stocks next to each other. And so one of them is probably empty, and we have 9 gallons left in the other, I would assume.
Yep.
And I'll take a drop of water out of it, flick into the other one, and cast Create Water again.
Great. Okay. So you now have a full barrel stock once again. You are up to 19 gallons of water. Excuse me. All right. And so you have decided that you are going to be bedding down for the night, and then what you're doing tomorrow, you'll figure that out tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay. And with that, as you all bed down for the evening and prepare for what comes next, we are going to pick up from that next time. And take a gander here, because I think with everything that you earned today, wrong, but okay. Doing some quick calculations here. Yep. With the chase and being able to successfully evade Ilvara and company, and you were able to figure out a new destination where you're going, and you were able to scavenge food, each of you gains 113 experience points. Which should...
That put us over the limit.
Which should, by my calculations, get you to level 2.
What was it before? 187?
187.
We were 187. I think that does. Oh, baby. Oh, it feels good.
Welcome to level 2. Alright, so we can worry about leveling up throughout the week. And then if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any crazy ideas, let me know first, because I want to say yes, but...
Cool.
And Next week we may or may not be playing because it's 4th of July weekend. We're not entirely sure. But we'll let you guys and everyone else know as soon as we know. That. So, everyone, have a good night.
Thanks.
So long. Good luck.